Hello YouTube, it is EverythingEpan here, and in this video we are doing a video tutorial on how to install Windows Server 2016 in Virtualbox. Now, this is a couple of versions old here as of the time of this video, and this was a requested video here to do the Windows Server 2016 in Virtualbox tutorial here. So certainly do appreciate the suggestion here of doing the Windows Server 2016 video. This was suggested by Jake Florence, so shout out to you for suggesting this video tutorial. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just get straight into the tutorial here. So links will be in the description for Virtualbox. Of course, if you do not have it, you can get it here for your specified operating system, whichever you need. And then there will also be a link from the Microsoft website to download Windows Server 2016, the ISO for it. It has it in different languages here, all in 64-bit, as you can see. If you just click on one of these links, it'll end up starting the download there for you. So those will be the only two things you'll need for this install, for this tutorial. So once you do have those and those sorts of things, you'll need to open up VirtualBox. We're going to go ahead and create a new virtual machine. I'm going to just call this Windows Server 2016, and it should automatically change the version on here to Windows 2016 64-bit. Just make sure that's highlighted in there if you do not already have it there, if it didn't automatically do it. So once that's in there, go ahead and hit next, and then it does give you the recommended size of the RAM to be 2 gigs. You can up this if you want. I'm actually going to up this to 4 gigs, but make sure it's at least got 2 gigs in there, and hit next. And then we're going to create a virtual hard disk. You can choose any file type here, whichever you wish. Hit next. You can choose any one of these. You can read some information to choose on which one might be better for you. Usually I just do dynamically allocated, so next one, whichever you choose there. And then it's going to have us pick our capacity here. The recommended it has is 50 gigs. I think you can shrink it down a little bit to maybe like 30 or 32 gigs and should still be good. I'm just going to leave it at the default just for the purposes of making sure this is created and has enough. Go ahead and hit create, and it will create your virtual machine here. And once that is created here, we'll go into the machine settings, and we're going to insert the ISO. So on the storage tab, hit the storage tab here, go to the empty disk, and then locate where you downloaded your Server 2016 ISO. So once you do get that located here, go ahead and insert that and hit OK. It'll save the settings real quick and get that ISO inserted. Once that ISO is inserted, we can go ahead and start up the virtual machine. And so it will start the machine here. You'll see that come up with loading files, and it'll come up with your boot screen here, similar to Windows 8 or Windows 10. And it will now come up with the setup screen here for Windows Server 2016. So on the first screen, of course, you want to pick the language, time, and keyboard formats, all this as you need. Hit next, and then hit install now. And it'll say setup is starting. And then it will ask which version to pick here. These two here that do not have this desktop experience ones on there do not include a GUI interface. It's just a command prompt and PowerShell. This one here, these two actually give you the full interface there. So I'm going to do the Server 2016 standard with desktop experience, and then hit next. It's going to have you agree to the license terms here, so just go ahead and check the box to accept the license terms and hit next. And then for the type of install, we'll want to do custom. Make sure that of course the drive is selected here, and hit next, and it will go ahead and go through with the install. So it'll first copy files over, and then of course it'll go through the other steps here. So this part can take a little bit of time to go forth with. So I'm going to let this sit through and do its thing here, and then I will be back with you guys once it's getting close to finish with this, or hitting the restart point there. All right, so we've gotten to the restart point here once it's finished through all those. So go ahead and you can let it run through or hit restart now. It'll restart the virtual machine. Do not press any key here or you'll just keep going in a loop. And it will go ahead and load back up into the setup here. So you'll see the boot screen come up once more, and then it should load us back up into the setup here. So it may take a little bit loading up this time around into the setup. Could be processing a few things in the background. So just kind of let it sit here and do its thing, and it should eventually come back up into that screen that we were in previously. So I'll go ahead and make sure to let it finish loading up here. So eventually it will come up and say getting devices ready, and it will continue to load through here on that. So again, it's just going to be a little bit of the time consumption here it will take for loading this all through, but eventually this should come up here and it will go ahead and continue to load. So we will go ahead and continue to let this process through here. Okay, so after it goes through for a little while to restart the machine again here. Again, do not press any key to boot from the CD or DVD. Again, it'll just keep going in a loop if you do that. And then it will boot up again here and eventually should see the boot logo go ahead and come up once more. And it will do some more loading here once that comes up through here. And so we'll continue through the setup process here on this. So kind of just, again, we'll let it run through and do its thing here and come back once it's on the next portion. All right, so once it loads through here, you'll see this blue screen come up here. Should eventually load through it and bring us up into the next portion of the setup here. So you'll see this after it goes through the staying on that boot logo there for quite a while. And then eventually should load us up into the next portion here. So we will let it continue to load here. Of course, it looks like it's trying to load here then. So let it continue to load and go ahead and bring it up here. And once it eventually loads through, it'll have you go ahead and set up a password here. It'll continue with the setup. It's going to have you set a password here for the administrator account. And I do not believe you can skip it here. You do need to type in a password here. So go ahead and come up with a password, get that entered in. Then it should let you proceed, hit finish. It'll finalize that. And we'll go ahead and continue on here. So it'll get that password into the account, and it will go ahead and bring us up to the lock screen here. We'll need to go ahead and hit into a Control-Alt-Delete. And to do that, you can go to the input keyboard and insert Control-Alt-Delete. And then, of course, we'll need to enter in our password here. So whatever you have the password set to for the administrator account, go ahead and type that in to log in, and it will begin to log into the account for the first time. So we'll load through all those different things here. Of course, the screen may blank out here for a little bit here until it pops up with that little window up in the top left there. And then eventually should pop up with the desktop after some time. All right, and then the desktop will eventually load up here after a while there. So And if this comes up, you can just go ahead and hit yes on that. Yes or no, doesn't really matter. And then it's got the information down here regarding the edition you have. So, of course, it's Windows Server 2016 standard evaluation. Says the license is valid for 180 days. And it will also automatically load up the server. Now, that does complete the main install portion here for Windows Server 2016. As for guest editions, we can go ahead and insert that ISO here, and then try and open that up here. It did not prompt it automatically. And Server Manager, of course, does open, so we won't be needing that. Certainly, this is a portion there where you can try and go through some configuration if needed. And then, so you can see that guest editions is listed in here. We've got all the files for that. So if we try to open that up here, it does prompt us into the setup. So if we hit next, proceed through, we'll go ahead and attempt the install of guest editions. And looks like it is getting those drivers installed, and then it will have it go ahead and reboot. So we'll hit finish, and it'll automatically have it reboot the machine here. As you can see, it goes through that reboot. And it should come up with the boot logo once more and get us up to the lock screen here eventually after it does load through. So, of course, just give it its time here and it should get everything loaded through for this. So, we'll let it load through the boot screen here. All right, and once it runs through everything here, we'll get us to that lock screen. So again, we'll need to make sure to go ahead and go up to Input, Keyboard, and insert that Control Delete. And then it should prompt us to go ahead and log back into the administrator account here. So once that loads through, it'll prompt for the password. There it is. We'll go ahead and get the password entered in and log into the account. And then once it loads through that here, it'll bring up the desktop once more. So I'm just kind of slowly load its way through here. Not sure if the blank screens and kind of the slower loading is due to the fact that I only have 4 gigs of RAM dedicated to it. Might need to have it a little bit higher, or if it's just the way the operating system is. But just seemed like there were a lot of more black screens than normal, and things being a little longer to load than usual. So eventually it does bring you up to the desktop here. So that has completed the guest editions part of the install there. And that's really all there is to it for getting this installed. So if you guys did enjoy the video, or if this did help out with this install here, certainly can leave a like down below. If you do have any ideas for any future videos, you can certainly leave a comment down below here if you do have any feedback. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel here, you can hit the subscribe button down below. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload a video, you can hit the post notification bell and it will give you a notification on whenever I upload. So this concludes the video tutorial on how to install Windows Server 2016 in VirtualBox. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.